Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. We have officially made it halfway through the week. Today is May 6th, and I want to go ahead and get started with our lesson for today. All right, so today, here is your list of things you need to complete. You need to do your spiral review, complete your problems of the day. You need to work on your weekly science assignment if you haven't done so already. And you need to practice on Education Galaxy or Clever. And I want to say kudos, major kudos to the students who have been doing that this week so far. I gave you all shout outs on Class Dojo. So if you didn't see that last night, go check it today. All right, so for your spiral review today, we're just going to do 4 problems like we've been doing all week. And your first problem is focusing on rounding to the nearest 10. The number that you're rounding is 138. So you're going to look at this number and you're going to decide, are you going to round up to the nearest 10 or you're going to round down to the nearest 10. All right, so for number 2, you have 5 times 3 equals 3 times what? You want to make them equivalent or the same on both sides. So what number would go in this spot right here? For question number 3, it states a teacher puts 20 students in 4 equal rows. How many students are in each row? I want you to think about the classroom setup, or if you got to design the rows, who would you put in each row and how many of your friends would be in that row? And that will help you solve that problem. And for question number 4, I saw everybody got the one right from yesterday. So you were able to understand how you needed to draw your model to show 2/9, because this is what it's asking. So just look at what you did yesterday and then continue that today. So instead of the number we had yesterday, our new number is 2/9. So you have 9 whole parts and 2 of them are going to look different, okay? So just look back and reflect on what you did yesterday, and that will help you with today's problem. All right, so we're going to look at a quick overview of your vocabulary that you need to know. You know, this week we've been focusing on decimals, and everybody has been doing so well. Teacher Heart is so happy on this Wednesday morning because of how well everyone has been doing. I just can't express it enough, okay? So, let's just look at our definition. A decimal is a number containing a decimal point. It looks like a period that separates a whole from a fractional place value. Tenths, hundreds, thousands, and so on. And then you have your refresher down here of greater than, less than, or equal to. All right, and then we just have our little chart in here on how to read decimals. Everyone's been doing good with this so far, so I want to just pause here and let you look at it real quick. Okay. All right, so today we're going to step it up just a smidget. Not too much, just a little bit. And I want for us to look at decimals, comparing numbers with decimals where the first number is not 0, okay? So I know that we've been looking at the numbers this week where it's been 0.35 compared to 0.53. So we were looking at that. But for today and tomorrow, I want for us to look at numbers that do not have 0 as the first number when we're comparing, okay? So there's 2 ways to look at it. The first way is you're going to be comparing decimals, and you're going to look at it where the number before the decimal place, you're going to look at it where it's not the same number, okay? So in this first example, we're comparing 8.1 compared to 5.1. Okay, and I know some of you probably thinking, Miss Washington, this is easy. Well, easy or not, I still want for us to go over it, okay? So let's look at it. Your step 1 is look at the number before the decimal, okay? So we have identified our decimal right here and right here. And I'm looking at it, and I drew cute little pink arrows because on Wednesday we wear pink. All right, so, this arrow is pointing to the number 8. And over here, this arrow is pointing to the number 5. I'm not sure. So I know that these numbers are clearly not the same. 8 and 5 are not the same numbers. So what do? I made a little, kind of like a little flow chart. It says look at the number before the decimal. The numbers are different. So if the numbers are different, then that's when you have to decide, is the number on the first part, the first one right here, is that greater than, less than, or equal to this number right here, this 5. So I'm looking at it. So I'm comparing 8 to 5 because those are my two numbers before the decimal. And I know right off the bat, I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to draw a number line because you're smart. You already know 8 is bigger than 5. It's bigger. There's no question in that. So I know that my first number is greater than my second. So 8.1 is greater than 5.1. That one was easy. I think that everyone will be able to look at these problems today and go, oh yeah, we got this. We're ready for 5th grade. So let's go ahead and do the next one. And this is the one that you really got to look at before you answer it, okay? All right. So now we're looking at this one right here. Comparing decimals again. So we have 2.58 compared to 2.7. So I know you're looking at this and some of you probably thinking, I know the answer. Well, let's still go ahead and look at it, okay? So we're going to look at this first one, and I'm looking at my numbers, and I noticed something right off the bat with these two numbers that's different than the last one. My numbers before the decimal place are the same. So I know I can't depend on my first number to tell me which one is bigger or which one is greater than or which one is less than. I can't depend on that. So because of that, I have to look at my number after the decimal place, okay? So right here it says, look, when you're comparing your numbers, and they are the same number when you're doing comparing before. So I underlined my 2's with the bright color orange. So you look at the number before the decimal. Both numbers are the same, so that's when you move to step 2. Step 2 is look at the number after the decimal, okay? So once again, I have a cute little pink arrow pointing to my second number, and my second number in this first one right here is 5, and then the second one over here is 7. Okay, automatically you got to think, I got to compare 5 to 7. So I come down here and I know 5 is compared to 7, but I know that 5 is smaller than 7. I know that when I'm looking at a number line, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't hear 7 anywhere there yet. 6, 7. Oh, yep, 5 is smaller than 7. So that means that 2.58 is less than 2.7. Okay? That's a good way to look at it. Remember, when you're working on these problems today, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to me and just let me know what you're confused about. I talked to a few of you yesterday, and as soon as I talked to you, you automatically knew it. It's like you had to work it out in your head with me, and you got it, okay? All right, so today's problems on this Wednesday, you're comparing 6 problems. Well, you have 6 problems that you're going to be doing comparisons on, greater than, less than, or equal to. And I can go ahead and tell you now that there is at least one of these problems that are equal to, okay? One. So I want you to look very carefully when you're working on these problems. And if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, do not hesitate to reach out to me. All right, so the math videos that you can use or look at to help you solve or get any other ideas from, or you need any other help with it, are right here. I will just pause right here for a second. That way, if you want to type them into YouTube, you can. And if you have any more questions, you can always ask me. All right, so of course, as always, I want to see your work. I want you to submit your answers to me, Class Dojo, or text message. And for some of you, I know that you've been having some issues with Class Dojo. I will be sending this video to you text message every day. That way you can get some, make sure you get the work and there won't be any technical issues or anything like that. But for everybody else who keeps watching it on Dojo, this is what works. All right, for all my geniuses out there, and I have so many of you, I want you to practice on your pathway for 30 minutes. Remember, it has to be 30 minutes this week. If you want to do 15 one day and 15 the next day, it's perfectly fine with me, but it has to be 30 minutes. I can still see everything that you're doing on there, and I know if you're not actually working on your work. It lets me know. Remember, we're in school, and I would click on it, and I would call you up, and I would show you. That's the same thing. So 30 minutes this week, okay? And today is Wednesday, so make sure you got today, tomorrow, and Friday to get it done. All right, so if you have not done so already, you need to complete your science for this week, and you are going to be constructing a model. So you're drawing a picture for me to show how an object can be seen when light is reflected from the surface and it enters the eye. I've seen some amazing pictures this week, and it's just Wednesday, and I haven't gotten any work yet, but I saw some really, really good pictures on Monday, and I saw some even more amazing pictures on Tuesday. So if you want to draw another one to answer this question, that's perfectly fine. Or if you have not done so already, I need you to do your science picture for me today. All right, and so the science videos that you can watch to help you go along with this and help you learn more are right here. So I'm going to pause for a second so you can type those in, or you can take a picture, and that way you'll know what to look for. Okay, so if you have any comments, questions, or concerns about your science, just text me. All right, remember, you can do it. You got this. You are smart. You are loved. You are missed. I will be sending out a little text to some of you to let you know. Here is the link for your for the daily lesson. If you still watch it on from Class Dojo, that's perfectly fine, but I just want to make sure everyone is getting it. I want you to make sure that you are still doing your practice on Clever. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, just text me. I want for everyone to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Wednesday, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.